Welcome to Late Night Sports special episode number 12. This one we're going to be doing the top 10 pitchers right now. Pretty controversial. We made the list literally right before we recorded this. So it was pretty fun doing them. I was clowning Andrew.
Clowning you before.
He even said, why do you have Erod on this list? He's worse than everyone on this list. And I said, that's why I have him at number 10. Stupid. And that brings us to our first pitcher. And my 10 pitcher, like I just said, is Erod Rodriguez for one reason and one reason only. And it's because he almost single-handedly brought the Red Sox to the postseason last year. Just some respect.
Fair enough, I guess. I still don't like the pick, but, it is what it is. And my 10th pick is Mike Soroka. Honestly, I didn't know much about him until we started looking into this. But I
heard of him a couple times last season just because he was a sensational rookie.
Yeah, that's why I was looking. I looked at it a little more. He was the Braves ace last year. The Braves team that won a whole lot of games and a team that was very good. So, you know what? He gets my 10th nod. I did not have a 10th person to put on there.
All right. My number 9 spot is going to Aroldis Chapman.
And mine will go to Zach Greinke as my number 9 spot.
As much as I don't like Chapman for on the field and off the field reasons.
Off the field more.
No, off field more.
I said off field, yes. That's what I was saying.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he didn't lead the league, but he had 37 saves, I think, last season. Which was surprising to me. I didn't think he had that many.
No, he beasted, but
yeah.
That's why he's higher on my list.
Yeah. And
I took Greinke. See, Greinke he's no schmuck, all right, but he's like, there are better starters than him now at this point. There's time in his career where I'd be like, this is a top 3 guy. This is Zach Greinke. But no, not anymore. He's still Zach Greinke. But
I feel like he's the guy who has been good his whole career, but he just hasn't reached that greatness, so he doesn't get talked about a lot and doesn't get the respect that he deserves just because there's so many other guys that are better pitchers than him, but he's still like he makes our top 10.
Oh, definitely. But there's this, we're talking about current now-of-day pitchers. He's not top 10. If we're talking about this decade, he's definitely higher up. 100% in my book, he's higher up. But Greinke. He's higher up. 100% higher up in my list.
Yeah.
All right, now on to our eighth spot.
This one was very hard for me. I was going between Greinke and Kershaw for me. And whoever didn't make the list. See, even right now, I don't know who I'm taking for this. But I think I'm going to have to go with Greinke. Just because he had the better season last year, and we're going off right now.
All right. I'd take Kershaw. That was you, but that's just me. My 8th pick is actually Chapman. We were just talking about him a second ago. Definitely on the field, this guy is a beast. Flame-throwing, great save for the closer for the worst team in baseball right now. So, but, he's a great pitcher. Best reliever in the game, in my opinion. Yep. But still an absolute for being a wife beater. That's just a fact.
Yep. Wow. First time you're going to get the John Henry treatment. So my 7th pick is Steven Strasburg.
That makes 2 of us. We're both at Steven Strasburg for our 7th spot.
Yep. Great pitcher last year. Good ERA.
He was a freaking World Series MVP. That just puts the time on for me. He's just he performed the best in the biggest stage. He has to be on this list.
Most recently.
Yes, most recently on the biggest stage. He came up when it mattered the most. So he had to be on this list. I put him in at 7th.
On to 6, I have Mike Soroka. You had him at 10.
Yeah.
He just had a phenomenal ERA. I think it was like a 2.85 last year. Like top 4 or 5. I think it was 5th best ERA last
5th
year.
with a 2.68, what he had last year.
2.68.
And my 6th spot is actually Hyun-Jin Ryu from the Blue Jays. He got injured a little bit last season, but when at the start of the season last year, holy crap, you weren't getting a hit off this guy.
I know, yeah.
He was the best pitcher in baseball for a long time.
Yeah.
But injuries, and he started to fall off near the end of the season. But I'm saying fall off. I mean, he still ended the year like 2.32 ERA. Dominant even within that, but he's number 6.
It's just with the injuries, and I think he's just starting like maybe last season, maybe season before that. He's starting to come back from them, and I think he's going to be a great pickup for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they're an improving team and need everything they can get.
Yep. So in at my number 5 is Garrett Cole. I was originally going to put him higher, but then I remembered we're doing this right now, and he got absolutely shellacked in the preseason. He got lit up. So
by the Detroit Tigers, who are the worst team in baseball right now. That's funny though. But this is where you had Kershaw as a possible 8 spot, ended up not even taking him at all. I have Clayton Kershaw as my 5th best pitcher currently in the MLB. There is no way you can do a list of best pitchers right now without having Clayton Kershaw. There's no way. There's no way that I can make a list on having the best pitcher of the decade not in there. And he had a down year last year, a parentheses down year with 200 Ks, an ERA of 3.03, and a 6-5 record. This guy's legit, and he'll always be legit.
Yeah, I think he's definitely gonna be bounced back, and He'll probably be in my top 5 if we do this again next year. Last season wasn't his best season. Some guys had a way better ERAs than he did, along with some other stats, but I just chose him to pick him lower. Or actually, he's my first guy out, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
He probably, let's be real. I'll be real here. If Erod did not play for the Red Sox, Kershaw would probably be my number 10. On to number 4. A guy that you picked earlier. I have Hyun-Jin
Ryu.
Yes, him.
Yes.
Lights out, strikeout machine. Hard to score runs off him.
Yeah.
Great pitcher overall, and he's gonna be very good, I think, this year up in Toronto.
I got in the 4th spot is Garrett Cole. Even though he did get shellacked up by the Tigers, he's still a 300K guy, 20 wins on one of the best teams in the MLB last year is the Astros, even though they cheated. But he's just an overall great talent that is top 5. There's no way he could have been top 3, but I picked on another guy instead. Yeah. But Garrett Cole is a top pitcher in the MLB.
Yep. Yeah, like I said the same thing. He would have been higher on my list if it wasn't for the preseason. Which this brings us to our top 3. Our top 3s are the exact same, just the order is different. So my number 3 is Max Scherzer.
And my number 3 is Jacob deGrom from the New York Mets.
Yep. Scherzer. I mean, where do you start with him? He'll strike you out, make you ground out. He's just he's a guy that when I see him pitch, I always think he has a legitimate chance to get a no-hitter in this game.
Basically every single game you can say that about him.
Every single start he has, I say he could have a no-hitter in this game.
I think deGrom could be higher on this list Even when it's already at number 3, I think it could be higher. He just plays for the Mets, man. The guy gets no run support.
Yeah.
He had an ERA last year of like 2.6, something like that, something in that ballpark. But he only had an 11-8 record. The
Yeah,
run support he gets is so pathetic.
He's the single reason on why I have started to not to value wins as high is because of Jacob deGrom solely.
Exactly, because he's so talented, they just
He's,
can't get wins because they just can't get runs in.
Yeah, I think he led the league last year in the least amount of run support.
I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. He's so good. The fact he still had 11 wins with that stat being so low, I mean, that's impressive, man.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
My number 2 is Jacob deGrom. Just what a phenomenal ERA.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
That ERA is so sexy.
Mm-hmm.
It's so low.
Yeah, exactly.
And most months, it'll, like, during the summer, it is almost always under, like, 1 or around 1.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it's always in that ballpark range.
Yeah.
In my number 2 pick, I have Justin Verlander. This is, if this was like an maybe like all-time thing, I would still have on number 2. But like, holy crap! Doesn't matter how old this guy gets, he is still one of the best pitchers in the league. Constantly the best.
He's aging like fine wine. He's aging better than LeBron.
The thing is, he's number 1 on the biggest W's of all time in this. He's freaking married to Kate Upton. Like, how much more of a W can you get as a living guy?
I know.
Like, this guy's living the life.
Like,
but he's 300K season last year. Cy Young Award winner last year. I mean, there's nothing bad you can say about Verlander. He's a good guy too.
Yep.
Everything's just so good about him. But he's number 2 on my list.
The MLB is giving the players like money during the corona, and he's donating all of it to like corona research or something with that. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. That's something he would do. All right, I think we're on to our top spot.
Yep. My top spot is Justin Verlander. Little bias. He is my favorite player in the entire league. I no longer have favorite Red Sox players. Every time I do, they get traded away.
And my top guy is Max Scherzer. There's no way in my book anyone can have the level of intensity that Scherzer has.
Yeah.
This is how I see it.
Yeah, Scherzer definitely brings it. He's definitely intimidating, but I mean, going right now, I mean, Verlander had 100 strikeouts last season. He won the Cy Young, the most premier pitching award, the best pitcher award. He finished 11th in MVP voting last year. He led the league in 21 wins last year, Verlander.
Wow. He's a very good pitcher. There's nothing you could shame on him.
Verlander also makes his starts last 2 years. Actually, he led the league in games started at 34. I mean, we're going right now. So Verlander to me is the best pitcher right now.
Yeah. Scherzer, I count playoffs in on this as well, and he balled out.
I did not.
He balled out in the playoffs along with balling out in the regular season. There's no way Mad Max is anywhere other than number 1 on my list. He has to be number 1.
Sorry, Verlander, I love you, but if I included playoffs, you probably would not have made my top 3.
Yeah, there's no way.
Just how it would have been.
Yeah, 0-6 in the World Series. Yeah, that's not gonna cut it. Not gonna cut it.
And I think that brings us to the end of this special episode, number 12 of Late Night Sports. Until next time, have a good night and wash your hands. Peace.
See ya.